always into real underground music. I was into just underground dance music. Never really was a fan of like the radio stuff. Always like, like underground electronic stuff. Could have been like breakdancing music, could have been house music, but just always drawn to like just a heavier, more, I guess I didn't really need lyrics, and I was just drawn to heavier music. So I was really drawn to like electronic music at an early age. Well, I was already DJing as a hobby, and I was DJing for a couple years. I was getting pretty good as a DJ, and I was trying to get some gigs at clubs, but I didn't really have a name yet. A lot of the promoters would tell me, "We don't know who you are, we're not going to book you at our club because nobody's really going to come see you. You got to get into production. You got to make a name for yourself." And when I heard this, I felt that was my ticket in to start get these DJ gigs. The first year, I wasn't really, let's say, a good songwriter yet, but I was starting to learn, the craft and how to put ideas together. And it was the first year that I got so hooked and I was just so into it that I used to sit there every night and just spend hours and hours just to, learn my craft and, find a way to get a release out. There was all these different styles within techno. Just like with rock and roll, you have all these subgenres. But in the beginning, before these subgenres started to branch out, everything was just techno. So you had all these different sounds. A lot of the places in New Jersey were playing a little bit more of the mainstream kind of club music. The more, I don't know, I wouldn't call it top 40, but it was the known club music. It wasn't like the real underground. So what I used to do is I was such an explorer with music that I was always looking for these like other sounds. And I used to go to the Limelight in New York City. And when I went to Limelight, I would hear these new styles of techno and like these records that were coming from Germany and Holland and Italy, and I was so hooked. When I heard this like heavier edge techno, then my sound started to change, and I started to see that this was the area I wanted to go. It was a little bit faster, it was a little more distorted, it was a little more heavy. It was like a heavy metal. It was like this techno that was so heavy that it had such an energy that when I heard this music, I fell in love with this music like the first time. Like I still love it today. It's been more than 20 years, and I like eat, sleep, and breathe this music. I think it's about doing the music that you love. Whether it's a mainstream style or an underground, I think that when you're focused on the sound of music that you're most passionate about, I think that you can do your best. I never knew how many people I was actually reaching with this music. Before I ever traveled, I was just a kid from New Jersey just writing songs in his bedroom and putting these releases out on small labels, and I never went overseas, or I never knew that there were people that were really following all these songs and these releases that I was doing. I never knew the impact of these songs, how many people all over the place I was reaching with this music. It took a few years till I started to realize, but it was like I was reaching people in countries that I knew nothing about. As a DJ, basically, when I'm performing, I'm usually performing for an hour, and I have a 1 hour window where it's my job to play you what I think are going to make you dance. I'm going to play you what I feel are the hottest tracks from all over the world. I research music 7 days a week, so I know the different labels and the artists, and I go through all these different songs and labels to find what I feel is the best and what I feel that's going to really create a moment on this event and make the people dance and let them remember my performance. So I also have to play some of my own songs as a songwriter. So in my hour, I'm probably going to play about 20 to 25 songs. Probably play about 5 of my own songs and about 20 of what I feel is the best, whether it's, usually depending on what area I'm playing, I'll program my set a little differently. In your hour, you're like telling a story. I'm going to start out a little bit slower, and I might not start so hard. I might start a little slower and start to like build up with each song. And the tempos will increase and the drums might get heavier, but there'll be a seamless mix from one song into the next. And it'll get a little bit faster, it'll get a little bit heavier, and in between you could do little things like you could get on the mic, kind of get a little audience like participation, or make some noise, or you guys like this, or I could do like I also do a lot of tricks like scratching and transforming and different DJ tricks to kind of show off. I spent more than 20 years to learn transforming and scratching, and I can use the turntable as an actual instrument. The whole hour I'm putting on a song, doing a scratch, getting another song. In the hour I try to do as much as I can. I try to give like a non-stop performance. I don't want to just throw a song on and wait 5 minutes and put another song on, because as a fan that doesn't impress me. So I've seen some DJs that I was blown away by that I want to be that guy. I want to be so busy and put on such a high power performance and high energy that people remember it and they think, wow, that guy did a little more than the other guy.